Today I will share something about the serviceability perspective from a vendor's point of view. And serviceability is not a terminology be mentioned often, but in Huawei it's a special work scope which dedicated worked on how to make the network operation and the maintenance work more efficient, more automatically, and more low cost. So today I will share share some experience and strategy about the planning of the serviceability perspective in Huawei. Okay, let's begin. This is the challenge of network management, which have often been mentioned in previous speakers. And the first is the cost. And we all know that in some telecom company, the OPEX is sometimes 3 or 4 times than CAPEX. So if you want to change the cost structure, you need to be more emphasis on the OPEX and not only the CAPEX. The second is the competitive. And now we have the competitive between the IT, telecom, or IP company. And in the competition, they are not just focused on the business, but also focused on the cost and the user experience. And unfortunately, in this area, maybe some telecom have not so many need to build the advantage. And then the complexity of the network is now exceed the human ability now. So the traditional measurement method will not be fitable for the future network operation and maintenance. And also, the human now is the source of some network problems. So how to make the human be involved in the activities less is our target in the future. So to solve such kind of challenge, fix the challenge and solve problems, and Huawei have some serviceability strategy. The strategy in Huawei have some different stage. It the different stage which focus on some special problems or issues along with the technical change or user requirements. For example, we have many versions, and be noticed the version is not a product version. It's the solution version or static version. And in version 1, and maybe from the 2008, we focus on just the carrier product, and focus some remotely and how to build the tools to make some work more easy. And then in the version 2, we cover the carrier and the enterprise product for the remotely ability, automation ability. And then you will notice there is a 2.1. Why? That because from here, the NFV, SDN appeared. But we do not know what the challenge will be for the serviceability and for the network management. So we start a trial version to analyze what's the challenge and what's the requirement in the future for cloud network. So this is, and then recently, we merged the two together for the version 3. And this will cover all the product from the carrier, enterprise, and also cloud, and focus on the digital transformation, intelligent, and zero touch. So this is the serviceability strategy now. We are now in Huawei. Okay, so what's the serviceability focus on? And we are all talk about zero touch in the past 3 days. And we think zero touch is a high level target or high level concept. And when we focus on the different stage of the whole network lifecycle, we can find in the different stages they have the different problems or different requirements we need to focus on. For example, in the planning, sometimes we need to be more intelligent to do some planning work instead of the people. And the deployment need to be more fast. And for the upgrading, maybe some customer focus on if it will impact the service less or less and less. And for the change, it will be error-free to not make too many mistakes to impair the service. So there are different kind of emphasis. It's true that all can be involved in the zero-touch scope, but it have different emphasis in different scenario. So after the FV, some work be more, the requirements be more stronger. For example, the deployment now about 10 days to finish the deployment, and for troubleshooting, and maybe 3 hours, and the configuration, the error maybe happened more than, it's only configuration, not operation. It often will be more. So the figure may be more in actual project. So to focus on to make the solutions more focused on the concrete requirements, we define a strategy. We call it easy. It's our current strategy. What easy is bring one letter from the word, the efficiency, automation, smart, and the DIY. So I think it's needed to be the combination of all the ability to realize the more practical zero-touch target. So I will explain it one by one. The first, the automation. We all know the reality is that we do not need to, and we also can't make all the work automated. One reason is to realize automation itself needs the cost. We need to evaluate the cost and the output. So the automation, and the one side, the other hand is the fully automation also will bring some security risk, and the customer may not to allow all the work be fully automation. So what we focus on is make some of the repetitive and non-pattern job automated to instead the work by the human being. So in the device side and the network side, they all need to be automated in different level. It's all focused on the network element itself, and this will focus on the network level. And what we need to do is to define the policy which include such as the workflow. We make the workflow defined, fixed in some tools or some system, and also make some template, and also make some map between the network and the device and so on. So there will be not so much high technology here. It just makes some workflow fixed to make some work automated. The second is smart. Smart. What smart we define is to make the experience-driven and knowledge-central job intelligent. It instead the brain work of the human. So there will be a different level. We need to have different level of intelligent, smart, the closed loop, and which will utilize the advantage of different level. For the device level, the advantage is it know itself. He know well about itself. He know how to do the data collection and how to do some feature extraction or check the exception. It's like one person, if he feel uncomfortable, he himself will determine what disease it may be. If he needed to go to the hospital, and he needs some self-check himself. And the second level is the EMS manual and the control level. And his advantage is he not only knows one device, he knows the others. He can do something across the elements to find the more trains and to do more action. It's also like the hospital. The hospital. He do not when he faced a person to diagnose the disease, he will not just focus on the single person. He will based on his experience from other person to check what a disease it is and what action need to do. So this is like the hospital. And the third level is the cloud. Cloud is the higher level, and he knows not only he knows the whole network, he knows the service, he also knows the trains. So it's like a national health department. It will not just focus on one hospital. He will focus on the whole national and the disease trends to make some prediction to prevent some disease happening in the future. So the different layer will have different advantage and will have their own functionalities in the intelligent for the. And this is the one case we are now working on for the troubleshooting, and it's not a fresh technology. Maybe all have know that it's only a practice. And in the traditional network maintenance, we have the norm status and alarm, and now we need a new area here for some prediction. So this is not a new technology. So I will not talk too much. And efficiency. So if only automation and smart is not enough, so some work needed to be more efficient. And the most ideally situation is we make some work disappear, eliminated, and do not need user to focus on it. For example, we now do some work pre-installation for some software OS and configuration when we deliver the product, and also make some incapability of some parameters or something. So when the user faces the product, he do not need to do this kind of work because this kind of work has already been done before delivery. And also remote operation. Remote operation, in previously, most of the work need to be done by locally, and need some expert to go to locally to finish the work. So I think efficiency is not just focus on time, but also focus on the manpower. If you can use the lowest level technician to finish the work, which need to be done before by high level expert. So remote operation, we build some system or tools to support the remote operation for the deployment and the troubleshooting and so on. This is in batch. I will not tomorrow. This is a case for the remote FV deployment. And in the traditional deployment work, most of the work needs to be done locally. And now we only need to do some planning and to define some tasks by the experts. And what's needed to be locally is just to install the hardware and connect the cables and make some basic configuration. And then all the software, the software package, and the data can be transferred and configured out automatically in the local side. Okay, the final is the DIY. We can see currently the zero touch is our vision in the future. And even we do some automation, realized automation and smart, they also still have some work need the human, the manpower to finish. So if in this scenario, we do some, one of this is real-time assistant, we now focus on some AR and VR technology to assist the user to finish some work. But this may all in the hardware, may all focus on the hardware side. I have a radio in my laptop, but it's so a large file and cannot show here. If somebody interested in it, we can have a look at it offline. And also error prevention. If there is a person involved in the maintenance work, the error is prone to happen. So we do many work in the error prevention, for example, the real-time error detection and the notification and the one-click restoration and the fallback, and also and so on to prevent the human error happened, and also give some tools to assist. Okay, this is the introduction of the easy, and now there is some planning for the future. I think for the future, the zero touch or automation it's a combination of it's a solution, zero touch. It's not a product. It's not the function of a single product. it's a solution. It's needed to be composed by the ability of different parts. For the service part, the device part, it needed to be more automated and smart. And we also will build the cloud platform. It will be have the tool, the platform, and the machine learning have the knowledge to support the device to execute the action. And also the human, I think, will also be involved in the system, because they also need to be done by the human, for example, the remote assistant, and also policy or the work of definition. And the difference is the human only need to be central, and not to be distributed to do the different work in the locally. This is the model. And the second is what we think about the AI in the future. And the traditional AI now is not a closed loop. Although we have some AI ability now and AI function now, but it still need a person be involved in the loop to finish the work. And in the future, we think it will be closed loop, and the people also need to be involved, but it's outside of the loop. What you need to do is only to develop the AI models, to define the policies, and to provide some algorithm to make it running, to make it running better and better. Okay, the last one is what do you think about zero touch? I think zero touch is a long-term process, and we cannot finish immediately. So we defined it at 5 levels. The first is what happened. You can tell me what happened now. And the second level is why does it happen? And the third is what will happen in the future. So this is all the analysis function for this. And the fourth level is what need to do. You can tell me what need to do to solve the problem. So this is the decision. And in the finally, you need to solve the issue of how to do some self-healing, some optimization and configuration. So this is we think the maturity model of the zero touch. And now we think most of us are here. So it's a long distance to realize it. So this is a summary, give you some brief summary. Zero touch automation is a resultant force of multiple components and system or tools. It's not a product or a system can realize this. And zero touch automation and AI need to be scenario oriented. So we cannot give just a concept zero touch. We need to drill down to find what we need to do for different scenarios. Zero touch is a long-term work, and need to have different emphasis in different stages. And also, zero touch do not mean without human, but the human is in different positions outside of the loop, and to do some more high-level work. Okay, thank you.